Oh, hello, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box, where today we're remembering Art Farmer, my favorite trumpeter of all time, along with Freddie Hubbard. But Art was really special because of the sound. He wrote beautiful music, his interpretations were wonderful, but it was that silky smooth sound that makes him the finest trumpeter ever. And a lot of people would mention Miles Davis, who is without question the most important jazz musician ever. But in terms of pure trumpet playing, Art Farmer was by far my favorite. There was something about his sound that was very soothing and yet very alluring, very seductive, very advanced in terms of the way he worked his way around the notes, if you will. And that isn't easy because the trumpet is a very difficult instrument to make to produce a sound with that is pretty. The trumpet in the wrong hands or the wrong mouth it very easily sounds brash and ugly, frankly. This is actually smoothed out when you have a brass section in an orchestra or a big band of sorts, because the harmonies that are created by the differentiations between the tonal qualities of each brass instrument can combine to actually make a very smooth and soothing sound. But left to its own devices, the trumpet can be ugly, not in Art Farmer's hands and mouth. It was a thing of beauty. And he was someone who had a very long and active musical career from his early prestige albums in the 50s right up to the stuff that he did in the 90s, his final full decade as a professional artist. But my favorite stuff that he did was in the 70s, and he did it across several record labels. One of the labels he recorded with in the 70s was Mainstream, a small record label that I've actually done a video about here. And because of its independent nature, it really allowed artists, some well-known artists like Art Farmer, some lesser-known artists, to really spread their wings and do what they want. And his albums that I'm referring to there are Homecoming, wonderful album featuring the great Jimmy Heath on sax, Cedar Walton on piano, Billy Higgins, great drummer. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And also on Mainstream, an album that was probably somewhat even more famous, and this is Gentle Eyes, which featured a string section and it featured a large sort of woodwind section. Really, really wonderful album. It has all of the harmonic sophistication of proper jazz, but it's still easy to listen to. And there were so many good ones throughout this era. There was To Duke with Love from East Wind, but it was even later in the 70s when he did quite a few albums for another medium-sized jazz album that really specialized in artistic freedom. And this first album he did with the CTI label is probably my favorite Art Farmer album ever, 1977's Crawl Space, which we have pictured below me or behind me, I think is the word I'm looking for. And that featured Art Farmer, obviously, Eric Gale, wonderful guitarist, Steve Gadd, wonderful, wonderful drummer. And throughout all of his music, whether he was playing the trumpet, his original instrument, or flugelhorn, which is a more mellow sounding instrument, but he got that mellow, cool sound even from the trumpet. No matter which of these related brass instruments he was playing, Art Farmer really was, in many ways, the king of jazz, modern jazz brass playing, at least for me. And I think that you'll find that it's just really fun to listen to him play. So Art Farmer might be gone, but a legend with such a wide recorded output, most of which is now on the streaming places. So don't miss that. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Take care.